Hi, everybody. This is Lynn Gentry and Lisa Harris, and we're so excited to come to you tonight and tell you about our new book that launched today, Port of Origin. And we have had so much fun writing this book, working together on this book. And it's so funny for us to have to launch this via Zoom, but this is how Lisa and I work. We FaceTime. I can FaceTime with her in Mozambique, Africa. And usually she's kind of laying in bed and I've got a clip in my hair, and we're just, it's because it's super early in the morning here and late at night at her house. And this is how we work. Lisa, you want to talk to him about what it's like to release a book about a pandemic in the middle of a pandemic?
Well, life has taken on a bit of lots of changes for us. First, it was interesting that as we were finishing up this book, things started escalating very quickly around us as far as the pandemic went, which everybody knows about that. But for us, it was just very odd to watch what you had just written and spent a year working on kind of come to life. I was still in Africa, and it became very clear very quickly that I needed to get out. And I literally left South Africa the day they shut down the borders to Americans or anybody who had come from a place, with the outbreak. So, yeah, not only were we reading and writing, our book, we were living it.
We were. I remember being just terrified, and I would tell you, call me when you get here. Call me when you get there. Let me know. And then we didn't know if you were actually going to get access back into the States.
There were so many questions.
It was as stressful as any scene we've written ever, and I don't think I slept much, and I know you didn't on the process of getting back here. But what's so ironic about this story, which we're going to tell you about in a second, we planned this story 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
When we wrote Ghost Heart. We decided then we were going to write a series of 3 books together, and we just said, oh, cool, wouldn't it be cool to have a virus on a mercy ship and a doctor who gets separated from his child, and the pirate has his kid, and we just kind of wrote a paragraph about it, and then we didn't really get to write on the book until 2019, and we had no idea that a real pandemic was breathing down our neck. And I don't know about you, Lisa, but to me it's been kind of that some of the stuff we researched and some of the stuff that we made up has just kind of come true. And one of the things we found in our research is we are literally one air flight away from a pandemic spreading around the world.
And that's what we talk about in our story, is that all it took was one person leaving, going to the United States with this virus that's in our book, and things start spiraling out of control, and now we're seeing it all around us.
Yeah, I mean, we even made up things about, the CDC directors talking on TV and stuff like that, and now all that's happening almost every night on the news. It was kind of crazy. A very disconcerting. The book was done. We had the book done by the time any of this even came out. So it was really, we were like, should we go back and change some of it? I don't know.
Like you're living everything you thought up in your mind.
Right. One thing that's different from this story, and how, well, maybe not so much, because Lisa and I believe in hope. And we can't help but write hope into, no matter how bad the situation is, we have a hope in a God who's greater than anything that we can and do face on a regular basis. So you want to talk about that a little bit, Lisa?
Well, we really hope that, for a lot of our readers, I'm sure, are struggling with that hope right now and with the answers. And, it was hard for us. We couldn't have just like a happily ever after ending. There is a lot of good things that happened, but unfortunately, there was a lot of things that weren't good that happened in this story. And yet that whole thread of hope, that no matter what's going on around us, is definitely there. And we hope that as our readers kind of, go through this book and go with the emotions and the things that'll probably scare you a little bit, you'll also just really pick up on the fact that even when things don't turn out happily ever after and perfect at the end, that's okay, because like you just said, there we have a God who he wasn't taken us by surprise by all of this. He knew all this was going to happen. He knew what each one of us was facing. And we hope that in the end, really, this will be an encouragement to you as you read this book and kind of go through the struggle that our characters had, the same struggles that we're actually having today, which is just so ironic.
Yeah. Well, a lot of readers really wonder how Lisa and I can work together and what's our process. And we've worked together for a long time. And so this process I think it's gotten easier, don't you?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Because now we really are tuned in on each other's strengths and weaknesses, and we trust each other. Maybe that's the biggest thing. We trust each other. We know that if, one of us kind of rips a chapter apart or something like that and says, go fix it. It's not because we're mean. It's because we know that it can be so much better. And I think we trust our instincts and we understand our strengths better. Definitely.
I love it when you call me and say, oh no, this can't happen. This, and this has got to happen. And we're like, oh yeah. And it's really made us stronger writers individually and together. We really do play on each other's strengths. Lisa's a very plot-oriented person. She likes everything all planned out. And I'm like, whatever. And it just drives her crazy sometimes. But I can follow an outline. I can.
You're much better than you used to be. And the other thing is you don't take, like 3 months to write a chapter. She's getting faster too. So that's very exciting.
Yeah, I actually am. So Lisa, I think we're going to read a section of this and then talk about the surprise that we have coming up in October.
So we just wanted to share a small little quote from the book. And Josiah is our hero. And so this is from his point of view. Memories as big as Josiah's father's hands pushed through the last crumbling layers of his grief. As they gently dusted the ashes from his heart, the scales fell from his eyes. For the first time since that horrible day when he and his father had been delivering groceries to the Amazon native villages, he could see his father clearly. He watched his father smile as he brought medicine to a man who'd shot holes in his boat the week before, but later returned and learned how to patch them. He saw his father stop long enough to teach a very skinny boy to fish, and then gave him his own fishing pole and tackle box. He saw his father laying at the bottom of the boat, looking up at him as his breath drained through the holes left by a drug lord's AK-47. He saw his father's lips mouth the word, forgive. All those years, and he did not remember that life-changing part of the story until now. Forgive. And that's kind of one of the powerful lines in the story. Just a really powerful thing that Josiah learns in this story is to forgive. And one thing that I've learned during the middle of this pandemic is how we just have to have grace on each other and to forgive. And so, yeah, a lot of these emotions come close to home in the middle of all of this.
That they do. Well, we're excited for you to get your hands on this. You can order it off of Amazon in paper and an ebook copy. And we have a surprise. What's coming up in October, Lisa? Tell them.
Well, we are a part of a box set of romantic suspense called Dangerous Deceptions. And it is going to be incredible for two reasons. One, because it's going to have 8 stories, right? 8, incredible, brand new, and these are novels, so these are longer, these aren't just little novellas. But what we're excited about is our story in all of this is actually tied in very closely to Port of Origin. And so if you read Port of Origin, you are going to want to read Lethal Outbreak because it ties in very closely, like I said, to the characters, and yeah, you're not going to want to miss it, trust me.
And it's the cheapest way to get Lethal Outbreak because in 2021, it'll break out of the set and I'll go back to us and we'll have to raise the price. So it's a no-brainer. Get it for 99 cents while you can. And we just love being with these other authors. It's been so fun and so exciting. And they're great authors, they're great friends, and we can't wait to share their work with you as well. So thanks for joining us tonight, and stay safe and stay up late and read Port of Origin.
Yeah, definitely. You guys are going to love it, I promise.